Hi guys, we're back. I don't know what happened with the technology. Let's see if folks can come in again. This is Talk of Toz Live and we're having technical difficulties. It appeared that folks were waving and they were trying to come in, and then somehow or another on my side, hi Tamika, hi Felicia, you guys try to come in again. Something happened and I was frozen. So let's see if we're able to connect this time. Okay. I'm trying to bring, there we go. We got Tamika coming in.
Hi.
Hi, Tamika. Hi. I don't know what happened. I was trying to bring you guys in. It was like all of a sudden I'm waving, I'm bringing people in, and then I'm frozen.
Oh, the brownie is blowing up the airwaves today.
Girl, you know, she done left her mark. She said we couldn't even have crumbs, and so she just goes, bless us today.
That's right. That's right.
So we got, hi, Steve, and then, okay, let's see if we can get Felicia in here. Okay. Hi, Gabe. Felicia should be coming in just a moment. Hi, Joe.
So that's that on your phone, and then Killer be sitting with you. Hello.
Hi.
Gail.
Hey, honey.
Gail. You need to do this more often.
Gail, he said if you put on makeup, he wouldn't be cheating.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, y'all trying to blame it on the makeup.
How y'all doing this morning?
We are good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, George. We tried to get Felicia in because you're not.
I'm here. I'm here. We're in the yes, he's gonna sign in.
Let me get
y'all in the same space. Okay.
We worked this out this morning.
Hi, and you guys are doing a good job. Oh, Cyrus says hello, Tamika.
And hopefully we'll have the girlfriend here soon.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started.
We don't need her to get started.
We don't need her to get started.
We don't need girlfriend in the picture.
Well, I've got my marching orders. We don't need a girlfriend to get started because she is not the main thing. She's just a quote unquote.
Listen, unfortunately, my husband has made her the main thing.
Okay. Yeah, I thought she was just a side piece, but you said he think that she's the main thing. Okay. We're gonna have to do something with that because the wife has spoken. So for those who are joining us for the first time, welcome to Talk with Toz Live. I am having a great time meeting and talking with the cast members of the Brownie and Unforgettable Trip. And so just to make sure everybody knows where we are, I'm going to ask our playwright and director just to give a quick synopsis of the Brownie and this unforgettable trip that we're on.
It's so much in it, it's hard to make it quick. But I would say basically this is a production that clearly shows you that those people who think they got it all together as Christians really don't. And a lot of times they don't know that they don't. And so they are so heaven bound that they are no earthly good. And they find out when it's too late that they got some things that's going to keep them out of heaven.
Ooh, got some things that's going to keep them out of heaven. Yeah. Now, since we got a king with us, and, you know, this is a gospel play, and the man is the head of the household, we're going to start with Mr. Baller here, Brother Baller. Brother Baller, this is George Moore, guys, for those who don't know. But tell us just a little bit about yourself, because you are nice, man. When I look at you, I think of Ruben Studd, a buzz. Tell us a little bit about your real self, and then we're going to go into your character.
All right. Oh, well, again, my name is George Moore, also known as House. That's a nickname that been with me for quite some time. Everybody knows that nickname first a lot of time before my own real name. Originally born and raised in Vicksburg, Mississippi. I've been in the Clinton community area since about 2000 when I was transferred in this area and got hooked up with a lot of different play ministries when I first got in this area. And it just kind of sort of stuck. It's something that I hadn't imagined doing. But once I got a taste of it, I was like, man, this is pretty cool. I like it. It's nice. And been sprouting from then forward. My first love was actually music, because I love music, love to sing. And from that standpoint, it just grew. Got hooked up with my church, and we just been moving forward from then forward. Okay.
Now, you see, you got hooked up with your church. Now, are you a minister?
I'm an associate minister here at Pleasant Green. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're associate minister. Well, you know, I gotta ask an obvious question, because you're really into the gospel plays, and there is a difference between when you are acting versus being George House Moore. But
yes.
What do the folks think about this fact that you playing this baller who got a wife and got a girlfriend? How you explaining that to the people in the community, the church community?
Well, let me tell you, Miss Smith, I've been putting disclaimers out. When I'm advertising, when I'm talking about the play, and the first thing I get, oh, well, what character you playing in this one? Because they've seen a number of the productions I've been in before. I said, well, let me say this now. Just know this is acting.
Okay.
And this character is not conducive of who I really am. So we got to make sure we separate the two. But it was a challenge for me, because when I read for it, I was like, man, you want me to play this character?
He is perfect.
And she's like,
I don't know what that means now.
See, that was kind of scared me a little bit, because she said, you're doing so good. I'm like, but I don't want to.
He has range, Teresa. He has the ability to play so many different characters and do them well.
Okay.
I think that comes from the standpoint of the first production I was in years ago, where I was staying in at rehearsal. I was staying in for everyone. Mm-hmm. So if she needed me, she's Evangelist Carolyn Will. Mm-hmm. If she needed me to cover for something, I said, okay. So I would get the script, I'll act out their portion. And through rehearsals, I wound up learning everyone's part, character, actions, and all that. And so maybe that stems from when I first started. Okay.
Well, you know, as Felicia said, you've got a range. And if you were doing the stand-in for all of those roles in that play, that was developing your talent then. And I agree, you do have to do that disclaimer. You playing a role that is so totally different from who you are in real life.
Yes.
And I can tell you're just such a nice man. Not to say that Bro Ball was not a nice man, but you just seem so nice. Like I said, when I look at you, I think of Ruben Studdard. You know, everybody loves Ruben. You know, we just think of him as that big teddy bear.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I think my wife is on. She loves Ruben Studdard. And this plays is actually how I met my spouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I met my wife. She was already a part of the play production. And I got introduced to her. I won't go all, I have to tell that story another time. But yes, getting involved in this, and it was just a godsend. That's how I met my wife, Tasha.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, because, we know that God can minister through all things. He's going to minister to people through this play. But also, as you stated, you met your wife once you were doing something that you found that you love to do and that you were good at. And it's amazing to see how he can work behind the scenes to bring things together. Absolutely. So thank you for sharing that, Brother George, with us. Now, let me just slide over here to this wife before we begin this conversation about this triangle that we got going on.
This wife.
Well, wait a minute. Let me clean that up. Mrs. Moore, this is George's playwright. She is not his wife. She is the wife of Mr. Brother Baller.
That's right.
Not George is wife. Now, let me clean that up. I apologize.
She won't call me. She called me to my Brookins.
Okay. I cleaned that up. But Tamika, you're playing Brother Baller's wife in the play. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you've had an intriguing life. So tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Oh, so my name is Tamika Dion. I am an author and entrepreneur. I've had a lot of fun things going on in life, and I like to try new things. So this is my first time in a play, actually. My first time. Felicia has given me an opportunity to show up as Brother Baller's wife. And it has been a very fun and interesting seeing George get into character. Has been fun, and interacting with the other cast has been amazing as well.
Okay. And I'm going to come back to, I want to kind of draw on something in a little bit here. But let me go back to Brother Baller. Brother Baller, tell us a little bit about yourself. You balling, what does that mean? Because everybody have a different connotation of balling. What does that mean?
So balling from the standpoint of my character in this play?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, Mr. Baller character is one of such that he's the shot caller. He's the man. He has the money and the charisma to get or gain anything that he sees fit that he wants. His downfall is that of the same. Well, so what he goes for, what he's grappling for, what he loves so much will also be his detriment.
Okay. Okay. So can I say he's bought into his own you just said it so nicely. He's bought how'd you put it?
His own arrogance.
Well, yeah, he bought into his own arrogance. So he thinks he can buy his way into heaven. Is that what it is, or he just think that the money makes everything that he does okay?
It's so ironic that you say that. Yeah, yeah, because the money and the love of man is his end all and be all, and he thinks it could get him any and everything, no matter what it is. If you got the money, you're in control.
Ah.
And he's a 20% tither.
20. Oh.
Everybody knows that.
Oh, so everybody knows he's a 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to do 10%, but he does.
My
he makes sure everybody
knows
knows
that.
Everybody knows he's 20% tither. Okay, so you really are rolling in the dough.
So, and that's why I want to work things out with him, because my husband in the play has it going on. Okay, so we need to work things out, and you need to move the side piece over onto the side, or way over to the side.
Okay, so you're saying to me that Mrs. Baller, you're okay with him having a side piece because he brings all this money into the house. So as long as she's off stage and he's not flaunting her around town, you okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with it. You know, as my husband, my character is really trying to work things out with her husband. And she really wants to be with him and make things okay. And they're going through counseling and they're spending a little time together, and she's trusting him. You know, he has a cunning way about himself and the way that he speaks to her or any woman, because everyone says the same thing that you said about the real George. You're so nice. You're so sweet. So he has a lot of great characteristics. So Gail just really wants to work things out and be with her husband.
Okay. Now, Gail, does the side piece, she doesn't go to you guys' church, does she? Does she?
So my husband and I no longer go to church together. He actually has moved on and goes to and has a new church family, which I am begging him to allow me to meet. But what I don't know is that he's actually going to church with someone else.
Oh, so he got a double life. Not only is he got a side piece, he's really building a life with this side piece. And as far as this new church family, they think that that's his mate, loosely.
Right. Right.
Ooh.
Again, this is acting.
See, I didn't know all of this, audience. I just have a little sketch of it. I didn't know this. Mr.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yes, ma'am.
You really have bought into your arrogance. I see why you said it that way. You bought into your arrogance. So you depart one church with your wife, you leave your wife at that church, go over to a new church with your side piece, and pay your 20% tithes, and you believe that that's going to be okay.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Not to mention that I have an apartment with her as well.
She just got silent.
So the whole double life thing, Brother Baller, yeah, he's living the dream. Well, his dream.
Now, I have heard this woman in the background before. However, I did not know who it was.
Oh, so you had heard her in the background before, but you didn't know who it was. So
No.
Let me ask this: how did you come to know that he had a side piece?
Well, I really don't believe that he has one. As Gail, I don't believe that he's cheating on me in this moment. What I believe is that we are dating, we are going through counseling, and we're working on our marriage, and that we are going to be so amazing after this separation.
Did you see the look? Did you see what he did on camera? Okay. Okay. So
we've got the girlfriend.
Oh, she's here.
I know. I'm trying to get her in. So you don't believe that he's actually cheating? Do you mind if I ask? Is this the first time there's ever been a hint of infidelity?
Well, the story really doesn't reveal that, but I believe just based on their interaction that he seems like a good guy, but he is not the best guy. So it's very likely that this has happened before.
Okay.
Can I
Baller? Yes, sir.
What we must realize is how convincing of a liar Brother Baller is. Because each time, whether it's the girlfriend or the wife questions him, he's quick on his laws. He's I gotta think, got something for him to feed him real quick. Just continue to string him on, string him out, and he gets great joy out of that.
Yeah.
So you're telling me? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, when I think about that, just as any woman would be when they're separated from their husband and they want to work things out, it's easy to believe the things that he's telling me. These are things that I want to believe, as his wife, because I want to work things out. And like he said, he is so cunning that Gail is just falling for it all.
Okay. Well, Brother Baller and Mrs. Baller, the girlfriend has joined us. And I want to welcome her. I don't know if she had an opportunity to hear this conversation. They said he could be a fly on the wall. Brother Baller is very convincing. Everybody loves him. And when he speaks, I guess it's like honey. It just soothes the soul, and everybody kind of falls for, he just draws us in. I ain't gonna say that, Bob, but he just draws us in. Hi, Kelly. How you doing?
How are you? I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. So glad to have you with us today. Kelly Grant has joined us. She is playing the role of Brother Baller's girlfriend. You right on time. You right on time. let me ask you this. How do you feel? Well, I just don't even know how to phrase it. You know, some people would view you as, okay. Some people would view you as the side piece. You know, I found out through my discussion this morning that Brother Baller and his wife are separated. They're going through counseling. He no longer goes to church with her. He has an apartment, and I think you're with him in the apartment, and he's now going to a new church that he's still doing his 20% tithing. And the people at the new church, I guess they think you're his significant other. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're entangled in this triangle of relationships? You know, it's triangle so many different ways. How does that make you feel?
Well, the character has so many different dimensions with feelings, emotional wise. Like there's an instance in the play where she feels insecure, as if, you know, Baller's trying to keep her away, and she asks him like, hey, I wanted to, you know, meet your family, or I thought you would bring me around more. And he's just like, oh baby, that's gonna happen. So he's really manipulative, and he plays off of her vulnerability. He plays off her being naive, that he knows like, oh, I could tell her anything, she's not going anywhere, because he's telling her the things that she wants to hear, not necessarily the things that she needs to hear. So these are the things that's validating her as a woman, as being his, and then her actually carrying his seed. She feels as though, oh, I have him, so now at this point it doesn't matter what else is going on, because she makes even statements like, I'm not like your wife, or she recognizes his situation, but she's just like, oh, I'm not like that, so I'm in the race to show you I'm the better person for you.
That's really what it is. She's not questioning him about anything, whereas I am wanting to work things out, and I'm wanting to believe everything that he's saying. So my character is wondering, like, who is this in the background? Like, are you being faithful to me? Do you really want to work this out? When are you going to introduce me to your new family? I'm sorry, your new church family. So while she's not questioning him on anything and saying, I'm nothing like your wife, the character of Gail is questioning everything.
Right. Yeah.
Now, Brother Baller, you know, everybody's got a type. And so when I look at these women, they're very similar. They're both kind of pecan colored, beautiful, flowing hair, because I can tell that Gail's got her hair pinned up. The only difference I see is, from what I can see,
He wanted a younger woman.
It's the age. So is your relationship built on your insecurities with Gail? With the girlfriend. Help me to understand this.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it was insecurities, but it was there for the taking. I just couldn't resist.
Okay, Mom.
Okay.
I have this charm about myself that can be somewhat intoxicating. And when I put it on display and I see the results, I tend to just go with the flow as well.
So you just hypnotize the women.
And one thing about Baller, he makes each woman feel secure in that moment. Even in an insecure moment, he's like, oh, baby, you know, would I do that? Like, he makes that person then questions like, you know what? Because we have a lot of the same, you're right, baby. You know, I'm wrong. I'm the one that, like, he has that. It's so charismatic the way he does that. And to me, that's what, like, really brings out that softness that he loves. It's like something he's pulling out to satisfy himself. So he pulls that out of these women to keep them soft and sweet instead of combative. Like, there's not a moment in the play where the either person is having a combative moment with him. There's no aggression or anything. He softens that, and that's how he keeps both women in control, in check.
So really,
you girl.
I hear him. So he's a smooth talker,
Very
smooth
much.
operator.
Huh.
He's looking for perhaps where he sees the person is a little, they have a need, and he jumps in to satisfy that need. But now, because you said maybe he's playing up your nativity, but did I hear you kind of brush over the fact that you carrying his seed? So you're pregnant with my brother Paula too?
Gotta come to the play.
Guys, I'm telling you.
It's the love. Yeah.
Love child.
So I'm
Felicia
pregnant.
said,
I'm
love
very much
child.
pregnant by Bala.
Is
The wife
it
doesn't
noticeable?
know.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's noticeable. He said, oh yeah. So it's noticeable that you're pregnant.
Better not let me catch it.
Okay, guys. Now we chuckling, but you know how people be chuckling, but they be meaning that stuff now. So you pregnant by Bruh Baller, you're going to church with him, but he won't bring you around his family. So even though he's meeting most of your needs, he's still isolating you.
Yes, very much so.
So what does that tell you? What does that woman's wit, that woman's intuition tell you since you're being isolated like that?
So let's look at it from another standpoint. Most women, when a man takes a woman to church, that seals the deal. So in her mind, it's like, okay, well, he put me in front of God, and God is kind of more important. So yeah, eventually I'll meet your parents or your mom or whoever, but as long as we're going to church together, that's that manipulating tool to take me to church to feel like, God is seeing over this. Like, nothing is over God. Like, we're doing this together. We're worshiping and praising God. And most women hear stuff like that, and it covers all of the wrongness. And that's what's happening in this situation. She feels it's like, hey, I'm going to church with him. The wife is not there, so this is us starting our life. And the other people will fall. Long as she got Baller, she don't care about the other stuff. Baller is her Lord and Savior.
Okay. Now, I like the fact that you brought that out, Kelly, now guys, it's Kelly, because you're right. Lots of times we believe that we could be male or female, but when you go to church with someone, then it's a solid, for lack of a better way of describing, relationship. And so now he's bringing you to church, whether he's at a new church or not, he's not bringing you to church. So you feel that your relationship is solid. You know that he's married, but he's bringing you to church. So therefore, he's in essence making peace with God because he's bringing his new family there to present it. But now, Gail, are you aware? Have you heard the buzz in the community that this girlfriend is pregnant?
No, I mean, the character Gail really wants to trust her husband, so she has no clue that that there is a side piece and that she is pregnant. Now, keep in mind, I believe that Gail is doing what she needs to do because she is also in church herself, So she really wants to do the right thing and work on her marriage, but remove Brother Baller from the picture and Gail gonna do her.
Oh, they're going to do her. Okay. Because I know that Tamika's a strong woman. She's raised 4 daughters with her village. So I know that you're a strong woman. But given your personal life, your real life, what are you drawing from to approach this role with rose-colored glasses?
Funny thing you asked that question. No. Now, I have not personally experienced what Gail is going through. However, I have had the ability to walk through the world with those rose-colored glasses on to see the positive side of things. and to really hope for the best. You know, that's a characteristic or a trait that I have personally. So it's easy to kind of tap into that. And then to think again, like we discussed, with any woman who is separated from her husband but wants to work things out, while she is on edge and questioning things, she's still hopeful. You know, she's still wanting to have dinner or be around or see him, spend more time with him in hopes of mending the marriage. He's just not allowing that to happen because he over there busy with his side chick. But, you know, given the opportunity, like I said, Gail would really work on defining their marriage in the way that it should be biblically.
Okay. Felicia,
Yeah.
when you were, now, correct me, so we're going on an unforgettable trip. So Brother Baller and Mrs. Baller are going on the trip with Nadine?
The ball was going on the trip with his girlfriend, his church mate. Now, the wife, Gail, he mentioned to Gail that they were going to go on a trip, but he didn't tell Gail that the girlfriend was going. So when Gail just happens to call, just so happens they're boarding up to get on the bus. And so Brother Baller has to come up with some excuses of why he didn't remind her about that trip.
Don't you remember the pastor just told us it was just for church members only?
And I want people to really pay attention, because that storyline is in the conversation. A lot of times the other parts of the play, there's a lot of acting going on. This is in the story. So if you listen to all of the words that he's saying, he's letting the audience know what he's up to. But you have to pick up on it, because it's not outright. Like there are subliminal words and titles that he's using. So if you're just listening, like the girlfriend, when she hears him on the phone, she thinks he's talking to, you know, whoever he says, not knowing he's up to no good. How many times does that happen though? Like he's able to really like smooth his way out of a lot, and he's good. Even Satan is like giving him props.
Wow.
You know that's bad.
You know, hey, you better than me.
Wow.
It's weird because originally,
That's that range. It's the range.
It's the range. I got you.
originally, Brother Baller invites Gail to go on this trip with him. But I think in his relationship with his girlfriend, he sees something easier there. She's easier to work with, easier to deal with. She doesn't question him. And she's pregnant and having his baby. She's involved in the church that's taking them on this trip. So he makes the decision to take girlfriend instead of Gail.
Is your the Baller?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, with what Kelly just expounded on, goes to show you that Kelly is giving this character, Brother Baller, everything he wants. No questioning him. Looks at him as if he's some kind of all that. His wife, who has been there for all those years, wants to keep that relationship as well. It shows the greed of someone. Okay. Now, I got all this with this girlfriend, but I don't respect my wife enough to just go ahead and let her go. I still want to have love and adoration from her as well. And that cycle gets people caught up a lot of times. There's a lot of adult situations in this production that people will really be able to relate to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we want to reveal to them the true essence of what it is about these relationships and how to make sure that you get yourself back on track, because those types of things, you know, they last for a while. But we want to make sure that people understand the true essence of what can last a lifetime, and that is getting things wrapped around with your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We just take we just have to be real about it.
Right.
And Felicia has done a phenomenal job in putting that into this play.
And I like
Well,
that because she's able to display things like people think church is just this sacred place that nothing ever happens. And we know what happens. Like if you are a frequent member of the church, things happen, And so she exposes like what really happens and what needs to stop and change. Like bring awareness to it. Like a lot of people are gonna go, "Ooh, I can relate to this." In all scenes, every character, that someone's gonna, ouch, that's me, or ouch, I've done that, or I felt like that, or I can relate to that. So to me, there's so many emotions that's gonna come out just with the different scenes in this. It's phenomenal. I love it. Like there's certain things that now I've checked myself like, whoa. Especially when we get to the end.
Especially when you get to the end.
Okay.
Like, oh, do I see myself in this character? Or have I, so it's great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, now, Felicia, that kind of is a segue. I know there are a lot of serious themes and, infidelity. And then, you've got someone who's pregnant by someone who's married. So, yes, infidelity. Then you've got that unborn child. There are lots of other themes within the play. Talk to us a little bit about the idea that there may be folks who are living some of these situations and may be triggered by some of the themes that they're seeing in the play.
Well, first of all, we have a content trigger warning on the flyer, the promotional material. What I hope is that individuals that are in these situations, that this play will cause them to do just like what Kelly said, to stop back and question yourself. To bring your mirror with you so you can look at yourself and be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this me? Am I doing this? Or if I am doing this, it may make you realize I need to stop or I need to change. This needs to end, especially if I say that I am a child of the King. If I say I'm a kingdom citizen, if I say that I am a Christian and that I believe in God and in the biblical principles that he has told us he wants us to live by, then you need to question yourself as to whether or not you are doing that. And maybe just being there in the audience will convict. It may transform mindsets and hearts. And also, it may even cause somebody to relive some things that they've been in. And in doing so, they may sit there in a grateful state of saying, look at what I got out of it, how grateful I am that I got out of that. But also, all these different things going on in this play is to show people that Christians are not perfect, that we have issues and problems too, and we fall short. But the key there is that if you fall short, that you understand that you need to get back up and get back in line. And hey, it could be that you're the minister. Well, then maybe you need to sit down and be ministered too. But it's all about transparency, being honest with yourself, and doing a self-evaluation.
And I like that you share that it's about transparency, doing self-evaluation, because I know you write Christian reality, and this is a reality, as what Kelly was saying. These are things that are in our churches and in our communities, and lots of times we don't want to approach them, which, the children are watching. They're watching and they're listening, and they look at us as role models, even if I don't say it, and they are learning how to interact with the same sex, opposite sex, based upon what they see. And I think that we have to always be cognizant of that. And at the same time, those who may not be in the church, because we sometimes present ourselves as holier than thou, they don't feel that they measure up, but we're all sinners, just like everybody else is. The only difference is we, quote unquote, say we have a relationship with God. So we know what we should be doing, but sometimes we just don't do it. And that can really derail our ability to bring souls to Christ for those individuals who are outside of the church walls, plus the contradiction. I don't know if the play deals with that aspect of it, but you've got Brother Baller. He pays 20% tithe. He really has 2 church homes. He's got the one with his wife, and now he's come over here to the new church with his girlfriend who's carrying his seed, and there's a contradiction. Some would say there's a hypocrisy there, but these are aspects aspects of our daily life that we see and live either directly or vicariously through the people that we know. One thing that I want you guys to maybe talk a little bit about, we don't want to give too much away, but you're going on this trip. Gail, you don't get to go.
I benefit in the end, though. You got to come and see that part.
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't rub it in.
You don't get
Yes, bless the Lord.
that don't mean she's doing everything right, but she doesn't get to go. And, Brother Baller and his girlfriend, they go on this trip, and it's unforgettable.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I don't want to give it away, but I'm trying to figure out how I can ask this question. Brother Baller,
Yes.
you on this trip, and you know what's going to happen. Because, see, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen, though. If you could tell the gentleman, if you could tell the self that you were when you were with your wife after going on this trip, because you know what's going to happen to your character, I don't know. If you could go back and tell that gentleman, that, Brother Ball something, what would you tell him?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You know better than that. Kind of go back to the days when I was you and my mom talking to me. Boy, you know better than that.
Yeah.
Pretty much is what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it always, like I say, it's everything that's so presents itself is so good. But it's so good for a moment.
For a moment.
And that's what I would tell you. Man, it was only good for so long. Now, do you want this short and sweet, or do you want the love and sweetness of prolonged eternity? It's ways to get what you want. But if you do it, you can do it the right way, which is oftentimes what we don't want to do because this process takes too long. Or do you want to do it the wrong way? But the wrong way gives you very short term. I would choose the up. That's what I would tell them. Open your eyes, and you're so full of yourself, you don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bought your own cover story. That's the way I usually say it. You bought your own cover story, so you're buying into instant gratification versus gratification that comes over time. So you want that quick fix, but you're not a youngster. What they talk about that microwave life. You're not a youngster, but you're choosing the quick fix. But in the end, you realize that things that develop over time, sometimes those are the most significant things in our life. Now, I got to ask you a similar question, girlfriend, Mr. Baller's girlfriend. You were glad to go up on that bus or whatever. I think it was whatever we're getting on.
This would be nice, Mercedes Benz, but
well, they can afford it because Mr. Baller probably gave them the bus. You see, so y'all just ride in real style. And as you said, for the audience, if you listen to his dialogue, he's telling you exactly what's going on. But you already said he's a smooth operator too now. He's smooth with it. But once you are on that trip and things begin to unfold, if you could do it over again, would you?
She would definitely do it over again. That's the thing. Like, she's not going to tell him no, because if it's not her, then it's going to be someone else. There's going to be a girlfriend. That's why her name is not revealed until like the very end. Like, she represents so many different women that would do this. Like, it's the money, it's the fashion, it's the lifestyle, it's the words that he's telling her. Her head is, he'll do that to any woman. He has that power. He has a wife, he's doing it to her. He has a girlfriend. If that is not her, it's gonna be another girlfriend. I am a believer. Now I'll take it a step further. If he had another opportunity to have another girlfriend, that would have been another girlfriend. He could afford it. These are not like high maintenance like situations. Like he's throwing money around. He don't care about that. So if it's not her, it's someone else. That character never goes away. That's a recycled character in life.
And I think that's I think that the character that you're describing, it just happens to be his girlfriend in this instance.
Right.
Just happens. But as you said, this character never goes away. We see this sort of character in relationships that have nothing to do, they're not sexual relationships. It's about what I can get out of that relationship. It's about me. So, the girlfriends, because you represent that phenomena. It's not really girlfriend. Your character is so many different people. It is so multi-level that it's not well, let me take that back. Let me ask a question. Is it that you really love him?
So let's go a step further with that. Think about a woman's checklist. He satisfies everything on her checklist. She can deal with the flaws because she mentions it. Okay, whatever. But you're satisfying my financial stability. She's pregnant. Like she's stable. Like everything up. Like she's content being just the girlfriend, hoping she'll be the wife. But as long as she's benefiting from it, it's like, okay, I'm fine with that. And that's most women's checklist. We'll look at, okay, what all the pros are, and oh yeah, there's some cons, but we can kind of overlook that. And his biggest con is that he's manipulative and he's married. But she's like, oh, he says that's gonna go away. But as long as I'm taken care of, she's in love with Baller. So many times that happens.
So are we selling our soul?
Pretty much so. For a roof, for clothes, or stability, just to say I have a man, that happens all the time.
All the time. All the time it happens. And that's the reason I want to bring that out, because it happens all the time in relationships. And the relationships don't have to be romantic.
They don't.
It happens all the time, that sometimes you're confronted with something that may be against your core beliefs, and you have to determine whether you're going to do that or not. And that's not always an easy decision to make. And I like the fact that, Felicia, this character is so multifaceted. It could be viewed so many different ways. And hearing you, Kelly, talk about all of the intricacies of Brother Baller's girlfriend and the reasons why she's choosing to do this, because he does, we do a pro-con list. It's more pro than it is con. So, my Libra scale or my scale is balanced, pretty balanced. So I'm going to go with it. But when you make those decisions, there are always consequences to those decisions. And that's what I believe, because, guys, I haven't seen the whole play, nor the script. I believe those are some of the things that are going to come out once we are on this unforgettable trip. So I want to come see the show. Now, how can people get a ticket to this show?
Well, they can either go on eventbrite.com and order their tickets, or if they're in the area or close to the area and they know any of the cast members, they can get the tickets from the cast member or from me, because we want everybody there. We want a full house, all the local churches in the area. Even if you're not in the area, get on the bus and come to Raymond, Mississippi, April the 29th at 3 p.m. to see the Brownies, to meet all of these members that attend Greater Trials Missionary Baptist Church.
Greater Trial Missionary Baptist Church. Ooh, we know what that can be, because it can be a trial. And obviously, that's a real play on words there. Yeah. Greater Trial. Yeah. Y'all got to figure it out. You got to go and see, because trial, a Missionary Baptist Church. So you don't want to miss this play. As we've come to a close, I really enjoyed, getting to know Minister Moore, Tanika, and Kelly, and also getting to know the characters that you play. I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to speak to the audience and share, why you believe they need to join you guys on April the 29th at 3 p.m. Central Time in Raymond, Mississippi, and see the Brownie, an unforgettable trip. So I'm going to start with Brother Baller, since this is all about you anyway. You start first.
All right, well, thank you. If you're someone who enjoys reality, if you're someone who really is looking for something to stir you up, if you're looking for something that has complete drama, but at the same time will bring about reformation, you want to come see this play. Because it not only is this is a production, but it is a production about one's life and experiences and trials that we deal with on a daily basis. It may not be you yourself, but I bet you know someone, a friend, a mother, brother, somebody that you know can relate to these situations. But to know that these situations do not have to overtake you. They are but a season. If you would just come together and come to your senses and understand where your true joy and your true love lies, and to be able to transform and turn it around. This production presents that as an opportunity for us to come together and be on one accord with one another and help each other mend those broken fences. That's why I think you want to be in the house on April 29th.
Thank you, Brother George. Tamika?
I would say that, the cast has worked so hard to bring something so amazing to you. It would be very appreciated if you would come and attend, get your ticket, bring your friends, your family members. In addition to that, the play and the way that it's so perfectly written, it really makes you look at things that you do on an everyday basis that you would not have even known. It makes you dig deep and look at the small things and really analyze your life so that when you get to Judgment Day, you can, be in a position to where you will know what things that you need to be working on. It definitely makes you dig deep. It's very entertaining. It is hilarious. I can't tell you the times that I have seen House or Kelly do things that have just made me fall to the floor laughing. It is funny. It's entertaining. You're going to get some lessons in it, some eye-opening moments. It's definitely the place that you need to be. So come on out. We look forward to seeing you on April 29th at Hines Community College.
Thank you, Tamika. Kelly?
All right, so we've all watched the Tyler Perry play, and Tyler Perry had to start from somewhere. Thank God that he gave us Felicia. She's our Tyler Perry, So if you want to be able to have that in-person experience to say, hey, I can say I went and saw a play before this goes on a broad level, international. I saw it at Hines and Raymond. I didn't have to go to New York. I didn't have to go to Broadway because Broadway was presented at Hines and Raymond at 3 o'clock on April 29th. That's what you wanted. That's why you need to be there, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be among greatness, among a great author, playwright, among a great cast, and among a great set of people. I believe that once you see this, you're going to want to hear anything else Felicia Brookins has in store. I guarantee you that. So I believe that's why you want to be there, so you can say, I had that historical moment. I was there. I was in the house. I saw the Tyler Perry of Mississippi come to life.
Absolutely.
Wow, girlfriend.
Yes.
Speaking as it is, and she's speaking the truth. Now, Felicia, now everybody can't get to Mississippi. What about those of us who maybe can't come? Are we going to be able to get this play
The play will be recorded if you're not able to make it and see it in person, but trust me, you want to see this in person.
Yes.
So we will have DVDs available to be ordered for anybody that can't make it. But again, hopefully everybody will be there and pack the house. I just cannot emphasize how much or how important it is. I think that whether you're in church or not, that you be here.
Yeah.
But I especially look for the people that say they are the household of faith and that there's not enough for us to do and things to entertain us. Now, you may be a little uncomfortable thinking it may prick you in some way, but that's a good thing because it gives you an opportunity to, you know, make some changes. And Teresa, I want to also just add that this production couldn't get this far, first of all, without God's blessing. Secondly, without him touching the hearts of some of the people that have sponsored or being sponsors for the stage play. So I definitely want to make sure, you know, that I give a shout out to some of them, like the Joy Book Club of Jackson, Mississippi, the Circle of Color Book Club of Jackson, Mississippi, the Men of Kappa Alpha Psi Jackson chapter, Jackson alumni chapter. I want to thank them also. And we have many other sponsors that we're going to be recognizing during the interviews and also on the night of the production. So yes, we do still need sponsors and donations because productions are expensive. And we're going to get it to the stage, but we just need your help to do that.
Well, Felicia, George, and Tamika, and Kelly, I want to say thank you so much for dropping by Talk with Taz Live today. And to our audience, you've got to be in Raymond, Mississippi on April the 29th at 3 p.m. You've got to be there. You are going to laugh. You're going to cry. This is the play of the year. It really is. It's the play of the year. And you want to say, I was there. I was there when it first kicked off because I believe we're going to go national. Because the writing, because I've read Felicia's 2 books, she's a phenomenal writer. And so I know about the main character, Nadine. I know about her. So again, you want to be there, and having met Brother Baller today, his wife and his girlfriend, whoa, it's getting really complicated. And I'm reminded, I'm going to date myself, but it was something that my aunts used to watch, Peyton Place. And the stories, you know, y'all know what I mean by the stories. General Hospital is still on, Young and Rescue. Y'all know. This is the story for church people. Because it is, what's the name of this church again? Something
Trials Missionary Baptist Church.
Greater Trials Missionary Baptist Church. So you want to see what's going on at this church while those church members are on an unforgettable trip, the Brownie. So until next time, thank you guys so much for joining me on Talk with Taz Live. I'm wishing you guys the very best, and I know my audience will support you. And those who can't be there in person, remember DVDs are going to be made available. So again, thank you so much. And to everyone, make sure you have a great day and take care of you. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.